Well, Pat Olson, as we continue along to our post-game coverage here on the Hilltop, the Dons win, and once again they win rather convincingly, a rollaway victory over the Black Bears, 93-50, as we're joined by Kyle Smith here on our simulcast. And Coach, once again, you got to be pretty happy with the way your team played here today. A brilliant start again by Midland, and again, no let up. You guys just kept coming at him. You win by 43.
Yeah, no, it was we played well. Like I said, I felt good after last game. You know, sometimes maybe that's what it was, that big road win, and getting confident. And you know, we'll see.
You're on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're okay, Coach. Well, you got the headphones. I think one ear's not working too well, so don't worry. Gotcha. You know, let's expand on it a little bit. Again, another great ball game by Midland. Again, he came out hot early. You guys kind of rode him the first, 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then, he ends up the night with 22 points here today. And you had 6 guys in double figures, but it feels to me like Midland makes everybody else a little bit better. Am I wrong on that, Reed?
No, he definitely does. And as we move into our schedule, he's going to get a lot more attention that way. But he works so hard. You couldn't be happier for a guy that cares so much about the program, about the team, and just a pleasure to be around. And him doing well, I felt like it was the kind of game he could have got 40 probably.
Yeah.
If we kept him out there. So, but I think we got some minutes for some other guys get comfortable, and we're breaking down the season in little stretches. That's just the first 3-game stretch. We got our third one against Sonoma on Monday, but our first 2 efforts have been great.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the guys that are deeper down the bench. We haven't seen a lot of your young freshman backup point guard Trey Anderson, and both Jim and I were impressed with what we saw. Young guy. I think he had 4 or 5 assists, just the 1 turnover. He had that unbelievable underhand scoop to Renfro on the lob for the jam, one of those kind of ESPN highlight reel plays. But he's a guy that seems to kind of ooze with confidence.
Yeah, no, he's a very confident young man. He's socially aggressive, as I like to say.
Yeah.
But he's fun. He's an emotional guy. He's learning, getting better every day. He cares a lot. I mean, he's right now probably our 5th perimeter guy, and 9th man, and I can see his role expanding if he keeps, because he's got ability to score, and he's becoming better defensively, but every freshman does, and I'm really excited about having him.
Another young guy that I mentioned in our last post-game show, defensively, Jamari Bouye. We knew what he could do a year ago. His minutes were a little more limited last season. We saw him sparingly. He seems to be a little more bit involved in your rotation, at least for the first couple of ball games. And, boy, those long arms on the perimeter, he really causes problems for opposing guards.
No question. They probably, I don't know how many block shots they had for him tonight, but he had at least 3. It's predictable to have 2 on the box score, but I know he had 3, and he had 3 others where guys really were jumping, just about 3 feet short on the shot. He just bothers you. He's really gifted that way. He's a good offensive player too. He's a little too unselfish.
Yeah.
And late in the game, I was like, I kind of want him. He made a nice drive and that stuff. I'm like, Jamari, keep going. We need him. I think he's going to be. He's an excellent player.
You talked about the block shots, and we haven't seen a final stat sheet. I counted 6 or 7. As a team, when you've got guys like Renfro that can get up and reject the shot, and Bouye, who you alluded to, and even though we didn't see him much tonight, long arms, Tave Yerkatam, you have a lot of defenders. And I know, us guys in the media, we grab a stat sheet, and fans do this too. Who was the leading scorer? Yeah. Who got the most rebounds? But you win a lot with defense, and your team really defended here today. That last second basket prevented Maine from ended up in the 40s. That's a pretty good defensive effort.
No, we've been in our 2 close scrimmages and our 2 games. We've been really good defensively. So I think that can be our signature of our team moving forward. We got some good defenders and tough, and I think it'll be getting comfortable and getting some other guys scoring-wise.
Now let's preview the Sonoma State game coming up on Monday. You will be a prohibitive favorite.
Yes.
They're a Division II team, but you can't walk in the building as a unit feeling that way, and I know that team has always been very well coached.
No question. Pat does a great job. I think he's the longest tenured head coach in the state of California.
Oh, really? Pat Pascaldo, the
yes.
coach up there. Wow.
And he's become a good friend through Molly Goodbauer, who's our women's coach.
Yeah.
But they'll bring.
Aren't they related somehow, some way?
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
But no, it'll be a challenge. It's hard, and you got to. Sometimes you're expected to win and play with them. There's some scores. A friend of mine at University of Texas San Antonio, they lost to St. Edwards, a good Division II team, and it can happen. And I think Loyola Chicago lost to Furman at home, even though Furman's Division I, but Loyola Chicago's in the Final Four. So you got to bring it every night. And our challenge to our guys is play every possession as best you can, because they actually care about that in the NCAA. They're looking at your margins and how you play. So I'm like, hey, fellas, I'll never tell our guys not to compete hard. Keep working at it. It's important.
You know, that's that new NET, I guess, as opposed to the old RPI. And margin of victory is a factor. Since you bring it up, do you think about that at all? You
Absolutely.
do as a coaching staff?
It's not so much margin of victory. It's your defensive efficiency and your offensive efficiency are going to be measured. So that's it's kind of silly because they're really the same stat, but it's like you're up in a situation, you want to keep playing well. You got to play well defensively, offensively, and that's I don't know, you can be a jerk in those situations.
Yeah.
But
it's like the football coach that has 4th and goal at the 3 late in the game, and you're going to pound it in there. Yeah.
Harbaugh's been known. But I'm like, if they're measuring that as a chance for postseason, we don't want to leave anything on the table.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'm embarrassed even having that conversation, but I hope that's the one we have to worry about, because that's a great season. So
there you go. Well, you're off to a great start, Coach. 2-0. Savor the moment. Your team is fun to watch, and we'll look for more fun here on Monday night against Sonoma State.
All right, thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.
All right, that's USF third-year head coach Kyle Smith here with us on the W.TV and, of course, on the radio side as well. We'll have more post-game coverage. Don's win in a row. And we're going to corral a player for you, so stay with us. I know some of the fans are just settling into those automobiles. They're going to dial into our post-game drive at home. So we'll have more Don's basketball. Don's are 2-0 as we continue along. I'm Pat Olson with you on the Hilltop on the W.TV and on 1550 The Game.
Let Lux Bus America shuttle services make a fan